From one final time this season. Hey guys, Drew here, back with another video, and welcome to another episode of Regiment Rewind, where I discuss how the Newfoundland Regiment have been doing as of late. And as of late, they've been eliminated by the Blainville-Boisbriand Armada in 6 games. In the series preview, I discussed how I didn't think the regiment could have matched up against the Armada's top guys. You're playing against first round NHL draft picks. Some guys haven't been drafted yet, but they're gonna be NHL draft picks, and it's gonna be hard to match that up with some regiment players that have barely even been drafted to the NHL, like Tyson Gauguin wasn't drafted last year. Louis-Francois Belanger is draft eligible, but I don't really know if he's going to get drafted due to his size. Justin Larose, never been drafted as well. Sharkey was a 6th round pick. Like, these are guys that have never had like true experience playing like NHL preseason games or like getting drafted in those high rounds, unlike guys on Blainville like Justin Carbonneau. Xavier Villeneuve going to get drafted really high. Bill Zonin as well was a 1st round pick by the Pittsburgh Penguins. Carbonneau was a 1st round pick by the St. Louis Blues last year. William Losell, easily going to be a top, maybe 2nd round pick. Spencer Gill was a 2nd round pick by the Armada. They just have those guys that you can rely on in big situations. And it showed this series that the regiment struggled in trying to clash together with them. Maël Lavigne, I want to give a shout out to him because, oh my gosh, I understand there's a lot of regiment fans watching this. Maël Lavigne is our daddy. Like, that entire series, like, he was just scoring. And a bit of extra scoring as well. Yeah, he was just insane this series. Probably the best player on the Armada, because I guess he just loves playing against the regiment. You never know. He had a really good series. He's an overage guy that isn't NHL drafted, but we'll see where he goes. But for the regiment, like, I want to talk about a bit about the game as well. They were up 2-0 at one point. They blew the lead. They've blown a lot of leads in the playoffs, and yeah, you just don't like to see it. Will Reynolds got the 1st goal of the game. Belanger got the 2nd one. It was a nice goal, but the 2nd one, like, he bounced it off the back of Losell. Need a lot of skill for that one. And Belanger scored the last goal of the regular or the season overall for the Newfoundland Regiment as they lose. I don't even think I said the final score. Final score was 5-3 for the Blainville-Boisbriand Armada. And Belanger got the 3rd goal of the game, and that's the final goal of the season from the Newfoundland Regiment. Yeah, it was just a roller coaster of emotions this year. Heading into this year, I did not know what to think about these guys. I saw in the offseason they looked to be going all out like this. They were saying that so many people got season tickets. Watch out for this. And I was like, yeah, but how much of those may be business partners, and like sometimes they don't really go and like they don't sell their tickets, And I remember last year in the Taylor Cup finals when I was doing media for the St. John's Junior Caps, they set up all the season ticket holders that had purchased seats in the stadium. They put like I won't say rally towels, but like stickers of like white, so like you knew it was taken, and it had the regiment logo on it, and it was all like on the other side of the ring. So people at the junior caps games were only allowed to sit in section 120, 121, 122, and all the way over from like 106 to like 112, it was just peppered in white, and I was like, wow, this is pretty surreal. But it isn't surreal until you got the first game. And the regiment played against the Moncton Wildcats in their home opener. What an atmosphere that was. And that's how things got started with the regiment. They had a good season with the fans, and a lot of good moments, a lot of great comebacks. We had players coming in on different teams that are from the area. They got to experience coming back home. Guys like Matthew Butler, Marcus Kiersey, Matteo Rotundi, and Donald Hickey, and those are a few. Jabez Seymour as well, even though he's kind of a pest. But anyways, just these guys, they get to come home. And that's why building a team here, I think, can truly, truly work. The fans, I know a lot of people that are watching this video were at Regiment games this year. It was just an electric atmosphere. I'll give a shout out to the 108 crowd. Like they were crazy all season long, and they kept it up in the playoffs. But unfortunately, the guys, the regiment, did not play well enough to earn a series win against the Blainville Boisbriand Armada. They got one series win against the Cape Breton Eagles, which was electrifying series. They won in 6 games, and a lot of memories coming from that series. You saw big hits, lots of scrums, and a couple diving flops from a specific goalie, not to name, but it's just, it was a good series, and I liked that. And heading into next year, I have big expectations for the regiment. They're losing a lot of players due to the NCAA and, of course, the graduating players. I'll get started with the graduating players, and I'm going to try not to get emotional with this one, because this is what sucks with major junior hockey. There's always going to be an end in the next 3. I mean, there's always going to be an end in your hockey career, but especially in junior hockey, you always know that player will be gone in not a long time. So we'll get started with Blake Pilgrim-Edwards. At the start of this year, Pilly was just a guy that wouldn't be playing much in the lineup because they had a guy like Olivier Sampson playing on the defensive side. And he was an overager. You're only allowed to play 3 overagers in your lineup. And they were kind of caught up with that. And Pilgrim-Edwards did not play much to start the year. Like he didn't get much action. I don't even think he played in the first game of the year. And then he came in one weekend in specific. I think one of the overagers got injured. I don't know if it was Perron, Sampson, or Justin Larose, but he came in and he worked like a dog, and he got the job done and earned himself a spot in the lineup for the rest of the season. And that is why Blake Pilgrim-Edwards was one of my favorite players on the Newfoundland Regiment this year. I'll give a shout out to his parents and grandparents, who I've been told watch the videos by them specifically. So if they're watching this, I am a big fan of your son, and I cannot wait to see what he does next year in the NCAA. He is one intriguing piece to this Newfoundland Regiment squad, never afraid to stand up for a teammate or anything like that. And then, Pilgrim-Edwards, just what a season, and I'm going to miss him next year, that's for sure. I'm going to move on now to Emile Perron, who I didn't really know if he was going to be on the regiment this year. He had committed to the University of Ottawa to play for the GGs this season, but there's always a time that you could just play your overage year and then go to the University of Ottawa. And we're going to talk a bit about that with the next player as well. But Perron came in, and heading into training camp, he was my vote for the captain, but they gave it to a player that we're going to talk about in a sec. But Perron got the A, and he won the greatest leader on the team at the end of the season. So it's just proof of how good of a locker room guy Emile Perron is, leading the defensive core, telling them where to go in the areas and all that sort of things. And as an overall, I'll call him a two-way defenseman. He's such a good shutdown defenseman. But when it goes into the offensive zone, he's not afraid to join a rush or get a couple offensive chances as well. He was one of the better regiment defensemen this year, and he's one player that I think the regiment are really going to miss, because he's just such a good two-way guy. And yeah, it's going to be hard to imagine the regiment without Blake Pilgrim-Edwards, Emile Perron, and then lastly, the captain. Oh, captain, my captain. Number 9, Justin Larose. He was such a big piece towards the regiment this year. I remember when he got traded from here, from Drummondville, I looked at his stats, and they were like point per game. Like they were good. And I was thinking, okay, this guy could be a good piece towards the regiment. I think I remember I projected the lineups at the start of the year, and I projected Larose to be on the second line. Don't remember who it was with, but boy, I don't think he ever got off the first line. He played so good, not only at the start of this year, but when the regiment traded for Alexei Michaud. That is when things stepped up. Michaud and Larose had huge chemistry, and it worked so good on that top line with Larose, I believe Belanger and Michaud, because those guys were just so good to watch with each other. It's so hard to describe a player like Justin Larose. He's a sniper. He's good defensively. So two-way, you could say. And he's a good playmaker as well. And it's just, he can do everything for you. Like, that is the type of guy that Justin Larose is. He's a shorter player, but he is not afraid to join in on a scrum. Like, he can get a bit angry, because that is just what a captain's about. You're going to get tempers flared a little bit. And he gets the job done for the regiment. A lot of huge goals this year, from number 9 in the blue and maroon. Yeah, he was just such a big piece. And next year, it's going to be interesting to see who replaces him with the C. Because he, to me, was the perfect guy to rock the captaincy. He wasn't my vote, though. I gave it to Perron. But Larose, my captain. What can I say? But yeah, heading into next year, Justin Larose is going to the University of Michigan in the NCAA. I hope he tears it up there. Larose loves selling with the fans. I can't imagine what he's going to be like with the student section in the University of Michigan. He'll be going insane over there, and for the team that just was in the Frozen Four, he'll try to do it again, all with the University of Michigan. And best of luck to Rosie, Perry, and Pilly, because I think they will have phenomenal careers in whether it's the ECHL, AHL, NHL, or even overseas if they decide to go over there. I just think that these guys can be pieces towards any team that they play for, and they'll be dangerous threats in the near future. I forget. I can't. I don't think I can name the NCAA commits off the top of my head. The biggest one is Noah LaBerge, who won't be coming back from what I've heard this year. He's going to Northeastern University, and he was the power play guy, power play quarterback for the Newfoundland Regiment. Was a big piece in doing that. But he's going. I think if he's not here next year, he's going to pass that down to Quinn Norman, and he's going to get his job to run the first power play for the Newfoundland Regiment. So breakout year from Quinn Norman next year. That's going to be a big piece we're going to talk about in the offseason. I think we're going to make a whole video about how big of a role Quinn Norman's going to have for the Newfoundland Regiment. But back to LaBerge, he was just such a good offensive-minded defenseman. Whenever the regiment were in the offensive zone, he was on the ice. Watch out, folks, because he was so good for the Newfoundland Regiment this year. Where's number 8 because of Alex Ovechkin? He had a pretty good shot. LaBerge did, and there's a rumor going around that Ovechkin has a pretty good shot as well. Don't know who told me, but LaBerge was just such a big piece, and he's going to be a big loss towards the regiment. I know Ryan Dwyer's leaving next year as well. When the regiment traded for this player, I thought it was just Gordy wanted his son on the team. That's what I thought. But Ryan came in on that fourth line with Ben Vitch and Blake Pilgrim-Edwards, and oh my, every game he would just be shaking the gloves off and dropping them. And this is what I like about hockey. You see these fights that gets the crowd going. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Mario Cecchini. Dude, unban QMJHL fights. Unban them. There's no point. They're still going to fight anyways. Anyways, Ryan Dwyer was such a big piece. He really broke out when he came with the regiment. He wasn't that good for Baie-Comeau, and when his dad coaches him, he's able to get the job done. And he's another big piece towards the regiment. Just thanks to everybody who watched the recaps this year. I truly did not know if I was going to do recaps this year for the regiment. I missed a lot of games due to my broadcasting, and I don't know what the road's like next year. I will hopefully try to continue this for season number 2 of Regiment Rewind. But for now, thanks for everyone who clicked on the video, clicked like, clicked subscribe. More off-season content coming up. I will be talking about a couple players. I will do a bit of draft content as well. Who do I think the regiment could draft in this upcoming QMJHL draft? That's not too far away from Halifax. But for now, the Blainville Boisbriand Armada will face off against the Moncton Wildcats, and the Chicoutimi Saguenais will face off against the Rouyn-Noranda Huskies, for those who don't know. So the top 4 is locked, and we'll be back next year, hopefully, for Regiment Rewind Season 2. And until then, I'm going to take a break for a bit of time, but I will get videos coming up soon. I'm quite busy these next 2 weeks. Stanley Cup playoffs are on as well. I may do coverage about that. Only time could tell. But for now, guys, that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, you can like this video. You can subscribe if you really liked it. We're on the road to 400 subscribers. Yeah. I think I started this year with barely 300 subscribers. I don't even know if I had 300. It must have been like the 280s range. So for everybody that subscribed this year, it means a lot. But for those that are watching and are not subscribed, down below. It's down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a long one, but I figured I'd close it out with a big hurrah. Yeah, just what a season in the first season for the Newfoundland Regiment. That's it for today's video, guys. And I'll talk to you all again. I don't know when I'm going to talk to you all again. I will take a quick break, as I said before. But until then, I'm Drew Nye the Hockey Guy, signing off here on the Drew Nye the Hockey Guy YouTube channel. That's it for today's video, guys. I'll talk to you all again shortly.